Hi guys, it's Ksenia. Welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys new perfumes. I love a good perfume haul, and this perfume haul is going to be a little bit more on the higher end side. These are all just a few designer perfumes that I've picked up recently. None of these actually go beyond $100. $50 to $100 is kind of like the price point for all of these. So I didn't want to make this like an affordable perfume video because those are not affordable perfumes. You guys know my style with affordable perfumes is showing you perfumes that are like $20, because in my opinion, that is like a true affordable perfume. So these are a little bit higher up there, but I hope you guys will like this video because I truly have some like gems. When it comes to higher end perfumes, I like to do a lot more research and kind of testing out before I actually get a perfume, so that I know that when I actually spend my hard-earned money, I will like fully love it and enjoy it, and it's not gonna just be something that's gonna sit and collect dust in my collection. Anyways, before we get into this video, please subscribe to my channel and turn your post notifications on. And if you guys want to see my newest perfume pickups, then just keep watching. So I'm gonna start off with the perfume that I asked you guys in my last video. I think it was my part 2 rating Sephora perfumes video that I just did, and I was rating Vanilla 28 by Kayali, which if you know, you know. If you watch my channel, I don't like that perfume, but I told you in that video that I did pick up a Kayali perfume that I actually love. I was in Sephora in Miami. The Sephoras that are around where I live here, they don't have like the full range of the Kayali perfumes. So I was at a Sephora over there and they had pretty much all of them. And I just sniffed all of them, and I actually didn't like any of them other than this perfume that I picked up. I fell in love with this. It is so good, and it's definitely right up my alley. And when I told you guys to guess which one that I picked up, there was actually a lot of you that guessed correctly. So for those of you that guessed correctly, you were right. I did pick up Eden Juicy Apple. I'm pretty sure this is the most recent release from Kayali. I love pretty much everything about this. First of all, I love the packaging. I love the red. I actually really love Kayali's packaging, and I love how they have, you know, the name of the perfume that you're getting, and then they also give you the notes right in the back. I feel like that's something that a lot of perfume companies should implement in their packaging, because even if you don't really know much about composition and perfumes and notes like that, I think anybody can read off like juicy red apples, wild berries. So I feel like you can kind of form an opinion that way. I just think it's helpful having the notes, so I like that about them. And then this is the actual perfume bottle. So this is beautiful. This just looks like a princess perfume, and of course, it smells so good. Obviously, this is called Juicy Apple, so one of the most dominant notes that you're gonna get in this perfume is apple, but I do think that apple is equally mixed with the berries. Like, it's not like I smell this and all I get is apple. Of course, I smell that apple, but I also smell blueberries and raspberries. I almost smell like this like strawberry element in it. I've been doing so much research on this perfume prior to actually buying it. And if you go on TikTok, if you go on any YouTube video where they're describing this is like such a top complimented perfume. It seems like there's something just really, really inviting and very intoxicating about this perfume. Like, whoever you're around is going to give you a compliment, because that's just the type of perfume that this is. I think out of the entire Kayali line, at least in my opinion, this is the most easily likable, the least polarizing, and just kind of the easiest blind buy. I think if you like those types of notes generally, like apples and berries, then this is a safe blind buy. So this has top notes of red apple, of course, lychee, blackcurrant, and pink grapefruit. Middle notes of wild berries, raspberry bloom, jasmine, and May rose, and base notes of sugar, musk, vanilla flower, moss, and amber. Kind of scared me a little bit to see lychee in the notes, because that's a note that does not do well with my skin. Every perfume that has lychee in it almost turns bitter and almost turns like some scent that has gone bad. It just does not work with my skin chemistry. But in this perfume, I will say I sort of smell the lychee, but it's not the main thing that I'm smelling. It's mixing well with the other notes, but it's not dominating. In my opinion, the key notes that I can smell is red apple, black currant, wild berries, sugary, and vanilla. There is a slight like ozonic vibe about it as well. It's definitely more so on like the fresh fruity side, with a lot of sweetness as well, but the sweetness is more so coming from the fruits, not anything synthetic. And I know that there's sugar in here, so you would think it would be really, really sweet, and yes, it is sweet, but it's definitely not overbearing sweet. It's not sickly sweet. It's a very easy to wear kind of sweet fragrance in my opinion, because it is balanced out by a lot of like freshness as well. By the way, this is an eau de parfum fragrance, and I found that it actually lasts on me a really long time. Like I can get at least like 6 hours wear, and for me that's a good performing fragrance. Next up, I'm gonna take it to an even sweeter fragrance. I think this one is truly for the sweeter lovers, because this is just super sweet, and that is Ralph Lauren Beyond Romance. I'm a little bit confused if I've ever mentioned this perfume on my channel, because I did buy this a while ago, like over a year ago I feel like, and I gave it away shortly after because I just found that I wasn't really using it. And lately I've been really craving this scent, so I went into Ulta and I smelled it again, and I was like, why did I ever get rid of this scent? Like, I love this scent. If you have been watching my channel for a while, let me know if I've ever talked about this fragrance, because I might have not even included this in a video. But basically, this is what this perfume looks like. And the reason why I got into this in the first place is because I saw a video from Kathleen Lights, and I love pretty much every type of perfumes that she loves, because we have very similar tastes in perfume, I feel like. So when she was talking about this, it just sounded right up my alley. This has top notes of raspberry, mandarin orange, and bergamot, middle notes of rose de mai, lily of the valley, jasmine, and base notes of vanilla, cashmere, and white musk. This is a beyond sweet fragrance, sugary sweet, and it almost kind of resembles, I don't want to say that they're dupes, but it really reminds me of the same type of fragrance that is in Flower Bomb by Viktor and Rolf. I will say this is probably even sweeter than Flower Bomb. There's no actual like sugar note in here. I know that there's that vanilla, and I think that that's definitely dominating over all the other notes. I don't really smell any sort of floral scents in here. If you like scents like Flower Bomb, if you like scents like Sweet Like Candy from Ariana Grande, or even Ari, basically those types of really, really sweet scents, then this is the type of scent for you. But be warned, I don't know if you would necessarily love this if you were like a fresh perfume lover or you like your florals. I really think that this is a scent that only a true sweet lover, like sweet candy like type of scents, if you like those types of scents, then this is a safe blind buy. Otherwise, maybe go in and smell this before committing to actually buying it. But I love it. It's a fruity floral, super, super sweet fragrance. It's a very flirty scent, very, very flirty, very feminine, and there's like this sexiness about it because of how feminine that it is. So that is Ralph Lauren Beyond Romance. 10 out of 10. On the complete opposite side of that, this next perfume, I was actually influenced from TikTok to buy this perfume. If you guys know who Ayla is, Ayla Woodruff, she has a YouTube channel, I'm pretty sure. But I was just scrolling on my For You page, and a video of hers popped up where she was talking about like her favorite perfumes. And there's something about when people tell me like their favorite perfume, not me personally, but when people talk about their favorite perfumes, especially people that are not like huge perfume lovers and they don't have a huge collection, I find it so interesting to know what their most complimented perfumes are and like their signature scents. And I was scrolling through and I came across her video where she was talking about some of her favorite perfumes, and she was talking about like 3 perfumes, I think. And she talked about this perfume and about how literally she gets a compliment on this as soon as she steps out the door. Like, it's a hugely complimented scent for her. And when I saw her hold it up, initially I was like, I'm pretty sure I might have smelled that. And I kind of already had a bit of an opinion on this just from like briefly smelling it at the store. But I was really interested because the way that she was explaining it just seemed really good. And lately I've been getting into more like fresher scents. I love green type of scents. And I was just doing a bit of research and I got really interested. So the next day I went into Ulta and I smelled it. And I was like, that is really freaking good. One thing I will say, don't buy this at Ulta. It's an older scent. It's been around for a minute, but don't buy it at Ulta because they overprice it. And because it's been around for a long time, you can find this online for like 40-50 bucks. And where I got mine was actually at CVS. And I think I got it for around $40 or $50. This is the Dolce & Gabbana Dolce perfume. This is the original Dolce. They have so many flankers that they've come out since. And I have smelled the flankers. There's some nice ones in the range. Nothing that really wowed me, but I fell in love with this fragrance and I did not think that I would. This is what it looks like. It's kind of like has this green tint to it, and then it has this beautiful rose for the cap. There is something, oh my god. I'm going on vacation next month. I'm actually going to Albania. I haven't mentioned it yet, but I'm going to Albania, which I haven't been in like over 5 years, and I'm so excited. I can't even explain how excited I am to go back and just visit my home country and my family over there. But I think I'm going to bring this with me because there's something really nostalgic in this scent. I feel like it almost kind of reminds me of like the type of scent that my mom would wear. It's very nostalgic in that way, but it also reminds me of like flowers, walking through a field of flowers. And I know that I don't really love overly floral scents, but there's something so inviting about this scent. This is probably like the most feminine, elegant, easy to wear, kind of like everyday, easily a signature fragrance. It will fill up a room, but in a good way. Not in the type of way where people are gonna be like walking away from you because of how strong you smell. Nobody would get mad at you if you sit next to them wearing this scent. As a matter of fact, they'd probably come up to you and ask you what you're wearing because of how beautiful this scent smells. And this just screams feminine energy in such a beautiful, elegant way. This is a type of scent I imagine myself wearing with like a nice sundress and it's super hot outside. And this is very fresh. It's almost like an aquatic floral, even though there's no like aquatic notes. The actual notes in here are top notes of neroli and papaya flower, middle notes of water lily, narcissus, and amaryllis, and base notes of musk and cashmeran. I always like to compare perfumes to other perfumes and to kind of give perspective, not to tell you guys that they smell like dupes. They're not dupes at all, but to kind of put it into perspective, it's kind of in the same family as J'adore by Dior, which is also another like beautifully aquatic floral type of scent that just smells really elegant and feminine. But I honestly prefer this 20,000 times more. I don't think that a single person could hate on this fragrance. So check out Dolce, the original one by Dolce & Gabbana, the Eau de Parfum. Next up, this is a very exciting perfume because I've wanted this for a very long time, and I actually found a Glossier store in Miami, so I went in and I finally picked up Glossier You. I have loved this scent for such a long time. Not because I ever actually owned the actual original scent, but I owned Kaleidoscope by Bath & Body Works, and that is like probably the most spot on dupe that I ever have found to any fragrance. Like, it is so close to exactly what this perfume smells like. Like, they are identical to a T, and I have like 2 backups of that scent and I love it. I wear it all the time. It is such a unique scent. I don't know how to even begin to describe this scent. This is what it looks like. I'm including it in this video. I know that it's not a designer perfume technically, but it's also not a super affordable perfume. It's also not a very expensive perfume. This retails for $60 and it actually only comes in a standard size of 1.7 fluid ounce. I don't think that you can get a bigger bottle or a smaller bottle. I'm pretty sure this is like the standard size. They actually have a candle of this as well. So if you're into candles, I'm not into candles, but I adore this scent, so I can only imagine how good the candle would smell. Glossier You is another one of those perfumes that, even though it's kind of like more of a simple composition and when you smell it, it's not that crazy, it is one that will garner you trillions of compliments because it's another one of those scents that nobody can dislike. I have gotten so many compliments on this scent, and even though it's a fairly new scent to my collection and I haven't worn it that much, every single time I've worn this out, no matter who I was with, they have complimented me on this scent. And another thing that's really impressive about this, for a fresh scent, this lasts so long. It just sticks to your skin. Even when you don't think that you can smell it on yourself, people can smell it. Because I was actually out with my best friend and we were like out shopping and we were out for a long time, and it's like summer here, it's super hot. I live in Florida, it's like over 100 degrees. And after like 5 hours of us being together, she was like, you seriously smell so good. She had already complimented me when I first went into her car. Like, as soon as I met up with her, she was like, what do you have on? Like, you smell amazing. And then she complimented me again. Like, she would just compliment me throughout the day on this scent because it just lingers and it's beautiful. It is a very, very extremely musky scent, but in the best way possible. I've talked to my channel countless times about how much I dislike musk, especially when a scent only has musk in it and you know that that's going to be very, very dominant in that scent. I always get really, really scared because I don't like very musky scents. But the musk in here is a type of musk that will smell good. Like, it'll mix so well with your skin and turn into like this clean musk. It smells like some expensive soap. Like, it's not soapy, but it just smells like expensive products. So the notes that are on Fragrantica are actually not what the actual notes that are in here are, like what they're listed on the actual Glossier website. So I'm gonna list the notes that are actually in here, the ones that are on the Glossier website. Don't go off of the notes that are in the Fragrantica website because they're totally different. So the notes that are actually in here are pink pepper, ambrette seeds, and ambroxan. I'm guessing that's what it means. Ambroxan note is kind of like this note that just develops uniquely to each person. It's a scent that mixes really well with your natural like body odor, even though that might sound disgusting. This is the type of scent that you would want to wear to the gym. It's also really easy to wear to the gym. Obviously, you don't want to smell like crazy sweet fragrances or anything like that in the gym because people are working out. They don't want to smell like, you know, nobody wants to smell that. And it's not a pleasant smell when you're at a setting like that where you're just like going there to sweat basically. But this is one of those scents that mixes well with sweat. As weird as that sounds, there's something about like that ambroxan note and how it comes off really musky. It almost kind of like intertwines with like your natural musk to create like this beautiful smelling scent. Like, it's almost like this smells better when you are sweating. I don't know how that works, but it just does. The way that they actually describe this on the Glossier website, it says, first you smell the pink pepper, the bright, sparkling, spicy top note that makes a good first impression. Then you get into the woodsy, slightly sweet heart of the scent that comes from the ambrette seeds and warm, ambery ambrox. It's balanced with iris, a white floral for a creamy freshness. I'm glad that they have a description of this because I have no idea how to describe it. So that is Glossier You. And then the last fragrance that I have to haul here, I actually already talked about this in a video. I talked about it in my summer perfume recommendations. If you haven't checked that video out, I will link it up here. I mentioned it in that video because this is summer in a bottle. So this is Ellis Brooklyn Sunfruit. It's a little washed out in my camera because it's super neon, but this is what the packaging looks like. It's very like neon lime green and the bottle is the same color. It's a really like satisfying color to look at. This scent smells beautiful. I guess a common theme with all these fragrances, they're fragrances that will garner you a ton of compliments. Like, they're just crowd pleasers, but in a way that is not boring. Like, they're very unique scents, but equally likable. So this has top notes of pear, fig, bergamot, plum tree, middle notes of orange blossom, jasmine, cyclamen, and iris, and base notes of coconut, musk, vanilla orchid, and amber. Personally, the top kind of 3 notes that I get when I smell this fragrance are coconut. First of all, coconut. I can smell that coconut all throughout this scent. Very, very creamy. I guess when it first opens up, it's a little bit more citrusy. The bergamot kind of dominates when it first opens up. And I know that fig is a big part of this fragrance, and I do smell the kind of like that bright, juicy, sweet, fruity fig scent. More so, again, when it opens up. But ultimately, when this dries down, I get like this creamy coconut pear sort of mixture with like this musky element. And it's not like your typical fruity fragrance that is very fresh, because there is some depth to it. I'm guessing it's because of that coconut that is adding like that creaminess back to this, so that it's not just like your typical fresh summer scent. People have said that this is similar to Ariana Grande's Thank You Next perfume, which also has coconut in it. I personally don't think that they're similar in the slightest. Like, I don't smell that perfume at all in here, so I'm not really sure where that comparison is coming from. I guess maybe people are associating the two just because they both have coconut, but it's like a completely different type of scent. This just smells like heaven. My husband loves this on me. I wore this around him and he was like non-stop giving me compliments. It kind of just ends up smelling really, really sweet and like sweet summer fruits. That's kind of the best way that I can describe this. It's very, very pretty and definitely like a 1000% a summer scent. It has like that typical beachy coconut summer scent without being like that annoying coconut. Definitely one to check out. That is Ellis Brooklyn Sunfruit. All right, so that is it for this video. I hope you guys liked these perfumes. Let me know if you have any of the perfumes that I just mentioned and how you feel about them. Leave me in the comments. But that is it for me today. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already and turn your post notifications on. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.